A survey by the real estate service provider CBRE among more than 100 of the largest European logistics users and providers provides answers. Europe's logistics users want to expand further, not least in Germany. That is one of the central results of the survey by the global real estate service provider CBRE. According to a press release on April 6th, 20% of those surveyed named Germany as an expansion market. This put Germany in second place after France and ahead of Belgium and Spain. In terms of production, Germany even came in first in terms of logistics demand. CBRE carried out the survey in cooperation with Analytica and, according to the report, interviewed more than 100 of the largest European logistics users with a total area of more than 40 million square meters in the areas of production, online and stationary retail, supermarkets and logistics service providers. For the industry, smoothly functioning supply chains are crucial. Recently, for example, production in the automotive sector had to be throttled because computer chips were not available in sufficient quantities. In order to prevent such failures and to keep production running, the need for intermediate storage will increase, says Dr. Jan Linsen, head of research at CBRE in Germany. 47% of those surveyed named the long-term need for flexible storage space as the most important consequence of the corona pandemic and Brexit. In addition, 36% of users want to accelerate their expansion plans. Above all, online retailers have to ensure that their logistics space is sufficient to cope with the faster growth of online retail, explains Rainer Köpke, head of industrial and logistics at CBRE in Germany. City logistics are becoming increasingly important. According to the survey, 64% of online retailers said that expansion in urban locations is now a high priority. This trend is reflected in the fact that the delivery time to the customer is still one of the most important factors in location decisions. The more urban the location, the shorter the supply chains and thus the greater efficiency, says Köpke. In addition, according to the survey, 50% of online retailers in Europe believe that they will need additional logistics space in the UK as a result of Brexit, and another 40% believe that they will also need additional space in the EU. European logistics users named rising costs with 47% and labor shortages with 45% as the greatest challenges for their business. For the logistics real estate industry, these results mean that affordable rents and the availability of labor are crucial when it comes to the location and quality of new logistics properties. However, the basic condition is, of course, that the location is the best possible within the limited supply, says Köpke. Nevertheless, according to CBRE, the respondents showed a certain willingness to consider locations outside the core logistics hubs for their further growth. 64% of online retailers said that they would also consider non-traditional locations. The average for all respondents was only 44%. Online retailers in particular are feeling the lack of suitable logistics properties and are increasingly forced to compromise on their preferred locations, confirms Köpke. And the point is, Brexit doesn't make this easier. During the pandemic, more continental Europeans got used to e-commerce. The UK was world champion in using e-commerce even before the pandemic, but now a lot on the continent are doing the same. And of course, this puts a strain on the real estate business for logistics already. And then came Brexit. And now a lot of British companies exporting to the continent are thinking about putting up warehouses here, putting up subsidies here. And so they're putting more strain on this market. And with them and for them, it will be harder to find suitable locations to do so. So that is just another aspect almost nobody thought about. The pandemic made it harder. But even without the pandemic, all those Brexit exporters from the UK that want to come here because of Brexit and to get around most of the formalities and a lot of the costs, even with having new property, that makes it harder, and they wouldn't have been successful everywhere anyway. But this is now quite a tense situation in logistics real estate. But yet another point nobody was believing, it was project fear before Brexit, and now we see once again it's project reality. And if you want to stay informed about more and more of these examples, please subscribe to my channel. Auf Wiedersehen.